Hello and welcome to the second instructional video for the Manufactured Home Community Owners of Nevada website. What we're going to go over in this video is updating your member directory listing. So to get started, first you're going to have to log in and you should be at the dashboard. So if you haven't done that already, you can reference the first video that has all the instructions of how to get logged in. To get started with editing your member listing, you're going to need some information. So what do you need? Community information. If you'd like to have promotional text for your description on the page on the website, we get that together. A picture or logo. This is something you could take a picture with a digital camera, or if you already have a logo that you've used elsewhere on your computer, we could use that. Also a list of descriptive keywords that you'd like to be associated with your listing. Some examples are, family, community, 55 plus, clubhouse, senior activities, things like this. So I'm just going to pause for a moment and let you have a chance to pause this video if you'd like, and then I'm going to go back to the dashboard so that we can get started on editing the member listing. Okay, now here we are back at the dashboard, and since you have everything you need to edit your member listing, I'm just going to go through and show you how we go about doing that. First, on the left hand side here, we're going to click Members, and this will show you the directory listing that corresponds to the username and password you use to log in. So we're using A1 as an example. That just happens to be the first one on our list. So just go ahead and click Edit. And if you'd like, you can edit the title. If the title that we have for you is not correct, you can change that, no problem. Street address. The only request that we have here is that please do not add street space number, suite number, unit number, things like that to the first line of the street address. If you need to specify that information for your address, please add that to address line 2. Leave the street address as just the basic street address for your community. That helps us generate the map from Google. And we just choose the city, state, zip code, manager name, email address. I just like to stop and talk a little bit about email address. Adding an email address to this section is absolutely separate from the profile and how the association is going to be in contact with you. The email address that's in this section will actually be displayed on your directory listing. So if you enter an email address here, this is the email address that you would like prospective customers or people from the internet to be sending you email regarding your directory listing. So you can leave this blank if you don't want to expose that. If you do want to add an email address, I'd recommend using something that's not personal, something that's associated with the business. You can create a free one at Gmail. There's a lot of options out there for free email if you don't already have a business-specific email address. Next, we enter the phone number, fax number. Website is the same thing as email. If you don't have one already, it's okay to leave this blank. If you do, you just go ahead and enter the your web address here. Map and directions is this section, or this field has to do with if the map, once you've updated your listing, if you're not happy with the way that the map and directions look on your listing, we can change that to customize. I'll go over that in an additional video lesson, but that's what this field is for. If you do not want to display a map, you can check this box here and it will remove the map from your listing. So let's move down to the community information. This should be correct as far as the region already, but just to double check, you want to select the most applicable county, and then property type. We did not have property type information, so you want to be sure to select which type of property your community falls under. If everything should be defaulted to manufactured home only, so just select, if you allow RVs in manufactured home, or if you're RV only, just select the circle that corresponds to your community. Age designation, just choose the proper age designation for your community. Number of spaces for mobile home, number of spaces for RV. And that's pretty much everything as far as the community information. So the description area is where you really have the most freedom. This section allows you to add promotional text, keywords, a description of your property. This is what's going to set your community apart from others when people are searching on the internet. So some good options for places to find this type of information. If you have existing promotional materials, maybe print materials that you send out, if you have any flyers, the text from those type of things are always very good. You can do a list of amenities, surrounding attractions, things like that are always good to bring people to your park. So the next thing that we have is an optional image. If you'd like to add an image to your listing, it's pretty simple. You just select the Browse button, and I'm going to choose a logo for my company just as an example. And that's all there is to it. Just basically browse to your computer, select the file that has the image file that you'd like to use, and if you'd like, you can add a description. The next thing that we talked about a little bit in the CE class that I want to be sure to hammer home: click tags, keyword tags are very, very important for anything that you add to the internet. So using this tool at the bottom, if you click this red link, it's going to show you all of the available click tags. Now, click tags are just a shortcut so that you do not have to type in a tag that already exists. So since we're dealing with manufactured home community, probably manufactured home sales, mobile home community, mobile home park, Nevada, Reno, any of these keywords that you'd like to choose, just go ahead and click, and those will automatically be added to your tagging section. So it's important to put anything that applies, anything that you can do to put a better description for your community is going to make your listing more visible on the internet. Now, the next thing that I'd like to talk about is if you do have other tags that are not listed, like, so for example, A1 might be a good tag, so we're going to do A1 HP, and if you just type that in there, you separate each tag with a comma. What you can do is add custom tags. You just have to type them in once, then you can use those tags again for if you should decide to list homes for sale. Once they're in the system, then they will be displayed in the click tags at the bottom. So once everything is up to date and you're happy with everything that you've added to your listing, you can go down and do a little double check to make sure that everything's right. Just go ahead and click update. And once again, this you will see the yellow confirmation once the update is successful. It's very important. Maybe you have a slower internet connection. Make sure that you wait until you do see this yellow confirmation. Now, once this has totally been updated, we can click the member. We can click View Member to inspect what we've changed. So as you can see, we have the logo that we uploaded, all the information that we input, and the map is here. Everything is totally all set. So that pretty much concludes. Oh, I'm sorry. Before I go, I'm just going to go and show you something that's pretty cool here. When you are logged in, there's quick links on the right-hand side. So since you've already logged in, we can see that if you'd like to edit your community directory listing, there's a link right there to get back to where we were. So once again, to get back into member editing, what I'm going to do is actually take my image off here, because that was really the only change that we made. So I'm just going to go ahead and check that to delete and remove the description and update. So once again, we see the yellow confirmation that the member was successfully updated, and we are totally finished with the updating of the member directory listing. So that concludes lesson 2. So thank you very much, and move on to lesson 3, which is home listings. Thanks.